Finds a good pass. Upfield. Actually linking with Coughlin. They'll turn over possession once again. Hook. Holder now chipping over the top. Lovely ball here for Hook, who does get a touch on it but just couldn't control it. It was off the left shoulder. A little glance might have been enough if it was on target to get around Milankovsky. Now Scarmadella, good aggression. Makes the challenge. Momentarily gained possession, but nothing on target. Now Holder with a chance to wind up from halfway. Skips through a couple of defenders. Early clearing kick. And now Gordon back into the action, along with Monique Holder and Angelina Zeta. Gordon, lovely twist, opens up the space. However, only goes as far as Khalil, who then links up with Natali. Natali navigating. Looking for an opening. Not a great pass, though. Khalil had already disappeared from that position. And no way to link up as a result. Now Holder. Not her finest moment as that one comes free of her control. Deep here for Khalil. Gordon, smart work to shut down the space and come away with possession for Mountain Magic. Monique Holder, though, dispossessed. Now Natali pops a pass. Wide as still it goes. Oh, Harrison was looming. An important touch there from Chloe Gordon, just to get it away from awaiting Harrison. Now Khalil on target. Oh, just over the bar. Coughlin with hands to her head. Knew just how close that was, of course. Didn't actually have a touch in flight. It does require that. Now Holder. Working it forward, trying to link up with Zeta. Natali. Controlling things very well. Very cool under pressure. Natali now looking long once again. That one over the sideline, though. Zeta on a mission. Thomas with a lovely turn. Chance to finish on target. Good save from Milankovsky. Got the underside of the palm to the ball and shuffles it away. Corner to come, though. Holder leaving it shut down from Coughlin. Chances have been few and far in between. Thomas had a decent effort that time, though. Now Gordon with a good strike on target. Again, Milankovsky with a great save. Khalil. Now falls for Thomas. Thomas linking up with Zeta. Deep to Gordon. First time release, and then Khalil stepping in front of the pass. Gordon. Now Khalil with a chance to break away. Will take on Gordon. Turns it back to the middle. Coughlin. First time touch was a good one. And Natali just panicking with that shot. Had a chance to control things a touch more. So 2-1 it remains with just under 14 minutes remaining in this contest. Montenegro around the first defender. Still going here, Montenegro. Khalil puts her body on the line. Good challenge. Montenegro comes again. And as a result, Sydney Futsal Club will come away with possession. Now, if you are new to seeing Sydney Futsal Club, largely occupying the St George, Shire and even parts of the east. So it's all along the coastline. Anywhere where there's water, essentially. Newly promoted in season 2025, having spent last year in Futsal Premier League 2. So Alyssa Walsh back into the action now in jersey 18 for Sydney Futsal Club. Zeta under pressure. Lisa's here for Chloe Gordon. Finds a great ball now for Montenegro. Was a chance for the little flick of the heel as Holder pushed through. Not utilised though. Holder falls back here for Gordon. Holder up and over halfway. Trying to thread the needle there for Zeta. Walsh steps in the way of the pass. And then Zeta just couldn't help herself. Tussling up alongside the shoulder, but then a little grab of the arm, and that was all that was required for that penalty to be blown. And the free kick as a result. Foul, I should say, not penalty. So now Harrison will have the shot. Harrison, decent strike. Or Schwereb carried it only as far as Wilson, back on target. And a good follow-up save from Schwereb. Now Gordon. Carried nicely. Was looking for Monique Holder, but just couldn't quite get there in time. Harrison. Khalil. Wilson getting the final touch. And that one will head over the byline. Khalil, back to Harrison. First time release is a smart one. Finds Wilson. Holder steps in the way of it. Comes up with possession now. Gordon battling there with Wilson. Doesn't come away with the ball, but and we'll get the restart from the sideline. Gordon. Baying for a teammate to present as an option. Eventually Zeta did. And then a real mix-up, but Holder rights the ship, comes up with the ball, and now Zeta links up with Montenegro. Gordon taking off. Heavy touch though, and as a result, Khalil will come up with the ball and then is fouled by Chloe Gordon. Harrison restarting for Wilson. Scarmadella into the action. Very strong. Comes up with the ball. Chance for the shot. Now Scarmadella across the face of goal. And Milankovsky got a foot to it. So corner to come. They've got to be watchful here, Sydney. Monique Holder off the field, replaced by Claire. Claire has that big boot. Scarmadella trying to whip one around the corner of a defender. It was Buckby who shut down the space. Hook is back out there. And Jackson Mackey just laying down the law here in terms of the perimeter from the restart. As Hook will try and set up an attempt here from Holder. Scarmadella once again in the wars. Fiery customer. Now Hook, Holder, threatens the shot. Now tries to feed it to Scarmadella. Morgan, lovely pass back for Holder, stepping off the right foot, then the left. There's the 1-2 punch. Off the right, finishes with the left, into the bottom corner. Milankovsky's been great between the sticks, but that was all class from Claire. 3-1 the score. Mountain Majik finally have a little bit of breathing room. Here's the drought about to end. 6 straight defeats for Mountain Majik. Plenty of time still to go, but they're in the box seat here. Good challenge from Coughlin. Back to the middle. What a stop that was from Hook. Right on the line, turned it away. Perhaps this game is finally coming to life. Khalil. Calabro feeds it. Natali was trying to shift it on. Play on the call here for Claire Holder, who can continue to carry. Will feed it wide for Scarmadella, who does find a finish. Well, it's not quite the power that we've come to associate with Scarmadella, but that was finesse, and it was beautifully done. squeezed through the legs of Milankovsky, and in a flash, they've put 2 on Sydney Futsal Club. 4-1 the score. Scarmadella on the score sheet. Now Coughlin chipping over the top. That was clever, but a little too heavy. Scarmadella, good first touch. Releasing now for Morgan. Hook is an option, but Morgan will continue down a short side. Wins out in the challenge here against Khalil. Now it falls for Hook, who sends it wide for Claire Holder. Scarmadella. Scarmadella once again. Holder back to Scarmadella. Didn't get the first touch quite right, but finds a great ball. Then a handball off of Holder as she was falling, and she knew it as well. So Milankovsky went diving out for it. Oh, Claire can complain all she likes. I can tell you now from my vantage point here, right on halfway, that was a clear infringement with the hands. Referees are spot on with that one. So it remains 4-1. Holder nearly had a fourth, though. Now here she goes with a chance to make it for Holder. Rounds the keeper. Chance to finish. Oh, that's so well done from Claire Holder. Well, they might have to call her Claire the Cucumber because that was cool and calm. What about the composure from Holder? 4 goals now. Just a class above. 5-1. This scoreline has blown out in rapid fashion. We're inside the final 10 minutes with about 9.5 to go. Wilson. Natali back for Wilson. Hook comes up trumps. Good speed there from Hook and then just ushering that ball over the sideline. And Claire will come to the sideline for that matter for a well-earned break. Now Morgan. Looking for Scarmadella. Found a delightful little touch there. And Gordon, who was moving quickly, just couldn't stop in time. Chipped over the top, looking for Natali once again. Schwereb taking no chances with that one. Khalil. And then Wilson just trying to turn it with the leg. Schwereb for Gordon. Looking up with Scarmadella. Good first touch from Scarmadella, but the second left a fair bit to be desired. And timeout called here from Sydney Futsal Club. So in need of a little recalibration here. Patrick Pace has called for a stoppage with the score at 5-1 and 8:46 on the clock. So timeout completed here. Sydney Futsal Club looking to make some rapid changes. I believe they're going to have Cynthia Coughlin now operating as almost a travel keeper, if you will. So desperate times call for desperate measures. She's now put on the pink top. Although there's another change about to be made here. So Coughlin will actually grab now a purple shirt. So looks like Milankovsky will be hopping in and out of goals as they try to put an extra player on the field, so to speak, and chase this 4-goal deficit. Khalil. So they chip over the top here, looking for Wilson. Wilson will just keep it in the field of play. In fact, that one has gone over the sideline. So restarted here from Mountain Magic. Gordon trying to find the pass only as far as Natali. Good save from Schwereb. Nervy moment there from Gordon. Into the action now in jersey 3 for her first taste is Yasmin Beanie. Beanie just shutting down the space here. Nice pass found though from Wilson. Up for Natali. Wilson. Khalil threatening the shot from range. Zeta doing a good job to shut down the space, but Khalil finds a nice pass here for Wilson. Calabro. Back to Wilson. Good twist and turn from Calabro. Now, handball was called for by Mountain Magic, but it was more ball to hand. Natali dispossessed, and now a chance here for Zeta to keep it in the field of play. Does exactly that, finds a beautiful ball. Now a chance to finish for Beanie, who's on the spot. Oh, yes, for Yasmin. In it goes, and 6-1 the score. So dire times now for Sydney Futsal Club. They have to throw caution to the wind. And Coughlin, you can see here, will step all the way up to halfway. So nobody between the sticks. They're going to play very risky futsal now. Coughlin, quick release. Natali back towards the middle. Has the shot well blocked there from Montenegro. Wilson trying to find Khalil. Not much in the way of space to work with, though. So 6-1 the score. Mountain Magic well and truly in control. They've obliterated City Futsal Club since the resumption of play. 4 goals since half-time. 6:45 on the clock. As Gordon looks for an option. Zeta. Chipping over the top and looking for Beanie. Would love a double. Gordon, Zeta, Montenegro. Taking them on. Now Coughlin. Harrison. Wilson once again. And Gordon trying to clear her lines. And that one will hit the netting. And as a result, things will restart from the halfway line in favour of Sydney Futsal Club. It's been a simple shift here too for Mountain Magic, as Sydney Futsal Club have gone with this 5 outfield player operation. Magic have reverted to a zone defensive structure. Now Harrison, Khalil, finding a pass for Natali, doesn't quite get it right. Cleared away from Zeta. And up to Beanie. Oh, there's an issue here too for Natali, who's gone down in a heap and just clutching at the lower left leg here. Strong contact at the back there with one of those Mountain Magic defenders. Nothing untoward about the challenge. And with 5:36 on the clock, It's going to require somewhat of a miracle here for Sydney. As strange as it might sound, you're hoping that this injury here is more based on contact as opposed to some sort of roll. That would lead itself to being some sort of fracture or break more so than a ligament issue. Good to see some great sportsmanship there as well. Mel from Mountain Magic also stepping in to provide her assistance, along with some of the staff from Sydney Futsal Club. Just recapping things as well. Goal scorers for Mountain Magic: 4 to Claire Holder. 2 in the first half, 2 in this second. Angelina Scarmadella for Mountain Magic, and then the most recent one from Yasmin Beanie to make it 6-1. The lone goal came initially off the boot of Natale with a wicked deflection that beat Schwereb. And Natale did, of course, get a double last week in that 3-2 win over Boomerangs. And fortunately, Natale is at least having a little bit of a grin as she gets off the field, but struggling to put weight through that leg at the moment. So she is off the deck. Very gingerly testing out that left leg. I dare say her afternoon is done. Good news is here on the sideline, she is able to walk. So back with the action, and Khalil will link up here with Calabro. Now Coughlin. Coughlin not utilised on this occasion. Calabro will find Khalil. Harrison left unmarked on that occasion, so there are some opportunities for the taking here for Sydney Futsal Club. Gordon just controlling the centre space. Khalil. And the pressure there by Gordon. Over the sideline it goes. And 4:51 remaining in this round 10 fixture. Lovely delivery from Khalil. Calabro got ahead to it, just couldn't steer it beyond Schwereb. And at 4:45 remaining now. Scarmadella back into the action, along with Claire Holder, who has 4 to her name. Hook. Looking to find an opening. Coughlin will restart things. Wilson. Coughlin. Harrison under pressure. And now Hook. Oh, that's very, very clever play from Jakili Hook, who took the intercept, knew that Coughlin was out of goal, and took the shot nice and quickly. Squeezed it past a couple of defenders and makes it 7-1. And if it was still alive, this contest is now well and truly done. Holder. Scarmadella. Chance to go early once again on target. Oh, good save from Coughlin. Tough one to deliver. Sprinting backwards. Stretching out the boot. Holder. Monique Holder turning it back towards Claire. Milankovsky will return to the middle. So it looks like Patrick Pace has largely seen enough in terms of that experiment. And now it's about damage control as opposed to coming away with 3 points. So 3:41 remaining. Claire Holder chipping over the top to Sister Monique. Monique, lovely delivery. Claire looking for a fifth. Finds Scarmadella with a scud missile. Right through the legs. And gets a double. Oh, this has blown out significantly. It was 2-1 at the break. They've piled on 6 further goals in the second stanza. 8-1. Angelina Scarmadella now gets a double. Finally, she's had some opportunity in the second half. 3:28 remaining. And now for Sydney Futsal Club, I'm sure they can't wait for the punishment to end. Walsh trying to beat a couple of them. Dispossessed, now Holder, carts it forward, chance to finish. Unselfishly links up with Hook, who now also has a double. Well, it's making for very pretty reading now for Mountain Magic, and this will put them up inside the top 4. Warriors still, of course, have to play, but it'll also do wonders for the for and against. After 6 straight defeats, they're turning things around in a big way. 9-1 the score. Can they get double digits? Scarmadella. Hook. Holder now chipping. That one just a little too high. In fairness for Holder, it's actually quite a low barrier, that netting. Typically you see them up a little higher than that. Just about got it right. Scarmadella was pushing through. Quick restart here for Hook. Now Holder, back to Hook. Holder once again has the shot all through the legs. Well, Milankovsky lays the egg but doesn't let it hatch. Scooped it up just before it went across the goal line. So roughly 2.5 remaining here at Valentine Sports Park. Round 10 action of the Futsal Women's Premier League. Holder looking to deliver for Scarmadella, who would love a hat-trick. Strong in the challenge, Scarmadella. Last touch there coming off Sydney Futsal Club. And the shot again there from Holder. Limnios finally into the action. Only just got onto the field. She'll get a touch there before it falls into the path of Hook. Hook now trying to link up with Monique Holder. Claire will step in the way of it. Chance to wind up from out wide. Decides against taking the shot. Minute 47 remaining. Of course, don't forget, Men's Futsal Premier League action up next. Mountain Magic doing battle once again with Sydney Futsal Club, and the Magic men looking to make it 9 from 9. Wilson. Milankovsky now stepping out of her D. Walsh takes it forward. He's building nicely. But now Gordon with a good carry. Turns it for Hook, who just doesn't quite get the right touch on it. Gordon will come up with possession, and then Hook is thrown to ground. Well, Limnios with a cynical foul there. And perhaps lucky not to get a yellow. In fact, here it comes. So Ashley Limnios. So yellow card for Ashley Limnios, the number 17. And now Holder will have a chance to get her 5th of the match and make it double digits. So Holder now lining this one up from only about 10 metres away. Holder, good strike, just a little wide of the mark. 9-1 it remains. And Holder with a sprint finish here, so just over a minute remaining. Walsh knocking it forward into the path of Buckby. And the good news here for Mountain Magic is everybody's played their part. It's been a comprehensive team display. Lovely ball there from Morgan. Thomas just couldn't quite keep it in, though. First touch was geared towards the sideline as opposed to back to the centre of the field. Wilson, Milankovsky. Thomas falls now for Walsh. Zeta, quick release. And there will be the late foul called here. And that was on Zeta, who was able to get the ball away, but contact was made just after she released the ball. Now playing advantage there, the refereeing contingent. So Morgan will feign the shot, then Gordon has the strike. Out for a corner it goes, 43 seconds on the clock. And a happy day for the Mountain Magic women's side. And the men will be looking to follow in like kind. Wilson, Buckby. Now Thomas getting in the way of things. Now to Magic coming away with it. Morgan threatening. Good challenge in the end from Limnios. So 21 seconds remaining here. Walsh comes away with the ball, tries to link up with Wilson, who does a good job to keep it in the court. Wilson now back to the middle. Limnios trying to get a foot around it. Just couldn't quite get enough behind the ball. And with 9 seconds remaining, that's just about all we'll see for this one. Long throw here from Schwereb, up for Thomas. And another foul called here, this time against Thomas, it looks like. Just latching on to the arm there of Buckby. 5 seconds on the clock. Zeta steps in front of the pass. Chance to get a shot off late, potentially back to the middle. There is the final siren, and the whistle is blown. And they are finally back in the winner's circle. Mountain Magic, after 6 straight losses, come up with a big victory here in round 10 of the Women's Futsal Premier League. 9-1, the full-time score. And Claire Holder picking up 4 for her trouble. Don't go too far. The men are up next, as Mountain Magic look to make it 9 from 9 up against Sydney Futsal Club.
Alessio, come in. How do you say your last name? How do you say your last name?
welcome back here to Valentine Sports Park. Round 10 action of the Men's Futsal Premier League with Mountain Magic looking to make it 9 from 9. Jordan Guerrero is, of course, the captain. Jamie Dibb is also back from Futsal Ruse. So they've got all the big guns on deck here this afternoon. Jaden Dunn floating about as well. He missed the start of the season. And Anthony Haddad, of course, always such a threat with that twist and turn and shot. This is going to be an almighty assignment for Sydney Futsal Club, who have had their struggles since being promoted up into the top flight. My name is James Preston. Great to have your company here this afternoon. Big win for the Mountain Magic women. 9-1. Jackson Mackey is our first referee. Jake Bro second. Josh Kerman the third. And Alexander Zastanikovic is the timekeeper. So underway here at Valentine Sports Park. And Jet McHugh-Shaw stepping up and making a good challenge early on here against Daniel Goni. So now Scalone. Restart things. Back towards the middle. Finds a little pass. Unfortunately, though, can't keep it in the field of play. Here is Haddad once more, looking for that big twist. The turn, and just got a little flick on it. Well, you know it's coming, but you can do little to prevent the outcome. So strong. Such a nose for goal. And once again on the scorer's sheet, and this one happens, well, in just 20 seconds. What a start for Mountain Magic and Anthony Haddad. 1-0. Now Jaden Dunn. McHugh-Shaw over the top, looking for Guerrero. Well, perhaps if that was Jamie Dibb, he could have reeled it in. Guerrero very agile, not particularly long, though. Now Guerrero coming away with possession, chance to get the shot off, or hits the post. Inches away. And between the sticks, Gustavo Alamari looks very frustrated already with his side. Now Scalone trying to link up here with Vinicius Giangiacomo. Guerrero, what a ball that is, finding Jaden Dunn. Here's another good chance. Oh, Dunn just tried to poke it around the outside. These Mountain men are firing on all cylinders early on. Now Adam Scalone. Guerrero, great first touch, links up with Dunn, who's then bundled onto the court. Front on contact there from both Scalone and Goni, who were jamming in. Dunn quickly back to his feet, though. Now trying to squeeze through. Does find a pass. Haddad, that was clever with the back heel. Alamari makes the save, though. Goni looking to link up now. Alamari. Scalone. Nearly found an option for Vinicius Giangiacomo on this sideline. McHugh-Shaw. Guerrero. Back to McHugh-Shaw over the top. Guerrero, can he keep that in the field of play? Had a decent crack at it. And then nearly climbed the wall Peter Parker style to finish off. Now Alamari acting as an outfield option. Gets the shot on target now. Dunn, quick turn. Haddad can certainly finish. Back to Dunn it goes. Chance to shoot. Great work from Dunn with the skid. And then, looking for Haddad. The stop and the turn from Dunn was electric, though. They must have got a touch on the way through, because Mountain Magic are going to come away with possession here. Brackenrig is deep. I'll go to McHugh-Shaw, though. Tough to control midair. Had the shot, but never really looked comfortable with it. Scalone. Chipped over the top there, looking for McHugh Shaw. Oh, Guerrero came through for it. And Guerrero not happy with that call. The yellow card is shown from Jackson Mackey. Connie hit the deck, and Anthony Haddad's had a word to say, which I won't repeat. That's elicited some laughter from his coaching staff, though, and from Anthony also. I'll tell you what, I haven't heard that phrase since the 1990s. Now Scalone, oh, what a strike that was. On target. Quick restart from Jan Giacomo, and Scalone got every bit of that. A great strike. Where did that come from? And all of a sudden we're locked up. 1 goal apiece. Majik have certainly had their opportunities to be perhaps 2 or 3 up, but instead we're level. Guerrero, great job to keep that in the field of play. Now off the head of Goni, Guerrero trying to squeeze through a couple of them. Already on a yellow, and now this one will fall in favour of Jan Giacomo, who finds the back of the net. And Guerrero had to be very careful there because he was pressing right in the back, and that could have been an issue. Sydney Futsal Club, though, take the lead, 2-1. Uncharted territory here for Mountain Magic. Guerrero under pressure by Jan Giacomo. Dunn now trying to thread the needle. And they've got them a little rattled here. Jan Giacomo trying to link up. Off the legs there of Guerrero. They'll let that one run over the sideline. Goni. Now Jamie Dibb into the action. Strong contact. And Guerrero this time will get the call. Goni immediately into the face there of Jackson Mackey. Passionate player, but needs to be careful on the approach. So Guerrero does have this great strike on him. Haddad also a good option out there. Alamari just organising his wall. Guerrero will play it. And now back to the middle there for Jamie Dibb, looking for the shot. Alamari comes up with a great save, but he's not happy with the support he received from Jan Giacomo there. And also Perigo, who's into the action now. Deep now for Jamie Dibb. Guerrero, little rollover, then finding support in the form of Ibrahim. Goni takes possession. Ibrahim now on the counter-attack. Finds a pass for Haddad, who then looked to go back to the middle. Well, Goni hits the deck once again. And perhaps that vindicates what Haddad was saying. Guerrero got the strike but didn't get it cleanly. So 2-1 it remains. Now Robson D'Souza into the action, as is Alex Vlismas. Long ball upfield looking for Pansinato. They keep it alive. On the return they're pushing through was Brandow. I couldn't quite find Brandow though. That one behind him. Ibrahim. Dibb. Stalwart with Mountain Magic. Been at the club for 15 seasons. All the way through the juniors. Vlismas. Back for Dibb, and now Ibrahim. Dispossessed on this occasion. Dibb, calm under pressure, distributes there for D'Souza. D'Souza, great touch once again. Ibrahim, under pressure. They're being penned backwards here. That's a great defensive passage there from Sydney Futsal Club. I found the rhythm here. Mountain Magic started like a house on fire, but Last 2 or 3 minutes have been all Sydney Futsal Club. So Dos Santos out there now. Has the ball at his feet. Threads the needle. Dibb, nice and strong in the challenge. And the last touch will be off Jamie. Brandau. Back to Alamari. Standing well and truly out of the D. Likes to march forward. Brandau. Oh, an awkward touch there from Brandau. Recovers well enough. Alamari then tries to get it away. D'Souza has the first time strike from inside his own half. Just couldn't get it on target. Dos Santos. Brandau, good control. Now a chance to go early there, looking for the run of Pansinato. Wasn't too far away there for Gil Pansinato. And Jamie Dibb. Just slowing things down a touch, bring a little bit more control to proceedings. Very hot conditions here as well in the northwest of Sydney. Up over 30 degrees. Ibrahim. Lismas threatening. Now linking with D'Souza. Can't find the right pass, and now a quick return of serve here. So they link up with Pansinato, looking for the connection and finds it. What a ball from Pansinato. Vlismas was backpedaling, trying to shut down the space, but the pass was precision. Pinpoint perfection into the path of Yuri Dornells. And now it's 3-1 to Sydney Futsal Club. Well, this would be an almighty upset if it carries on in this fashion. Jamie Dibb. Ibrahim. Pansinato comes up with a good little slide challenge there. Clearing kick nearly took out second referee Jake Rose. Dibb for Vlismas. Wider still for Robson D'Souza. Flicking on now for Dibb, quick release, and then Ibrahim. Brandau beats the first man. Now gets away from the attempt there of Ibrahim, who did a great job to make up the ground. A long sliding challenge, got a touch on it into Brandau. And as a result, the goalkeeper restart. Guerrero back into the action here. Up over halfway he goes. On a yellow already, Geordie. Ibrahim over the top. Well met with the head there from Sydney Futsal Club. Now Guerrero, such control in his work. Got the shot away. And then Alamari simply throwing to a corner. Ibrahim. Up now for Dibb. Very tough one to deal with there for Guerrero. And as a result, that one will head over the sideline right into the camera. Brandau trying to thread the needle for Pansinato. Guerrero looking for D'Souza. And timing just a little off here for Mountain Magic. Pansinato up against Guerrero. Great challenge from Geordie. Wins out on that one. Dibb with a heavy touch, nearly directly into the path of Sydney Futsal Club. Now Guerrero finds a great ball. D'Souza, a golden opportunity, and that one should have been slotted home. So 3-1 the score. We've had roughly 7.5 minutes of play. Dos Santos playing a good ball here for Brandau. Once more looking to chip to a corner. Can't quite find it though. Now Alamari stepping up and out of the D. Constant feature of Sydney Futsal Club if you have been watching them throughout the year. Alamari loves to explore. So a high risk, potentially high reward strategy. Alamari. Brandau under pressure. Alamari in similar fashion tries to chip around Ibrahim, who shut down the space well. Brandau. Alamari under pressure. Tries to find the turn. And Ibrahim will be called here for the foul. Not a lot in it. That's why the yellow card is staying in the pocket, even though it was from behind. Certainly Alamari contributed to the awkwardness of the challenge. Alamari will restart things quickly. Brandau once again. Tornells couldn't quite link up on that occasion with Pansinato. As a result, Mountain Magic have the restart from the sideline. Haddad deep now for Ibrahim. Dib. Guerrero, lovely first touch. Then finds another good ball for Haddad, and they're marking him very tightly. Ibrahim comes away with the ball. Not a great release there for Guerrero. There's been a few awkward moments for Ibrahim in this one. And good read from Dos Santos, stepped in front of Haddad. Well, they've done their homework here, Sydney Futsal Club. I know you can't give a single ounce of space to Anthony Haddad. Of course, he's already put one in the net. On the sole occasion, they weren't up to the task in terms of shutting down his time and space. But even when you do, you've got to watch out for the strength that Haddad possesses. Arguably the strongest player in the Futsal Premier League. Dib now for Guerrero. Finds Haddad. Got another touch on it. Great release on that occasion. Now Dos Santos. Dib once again. Ibrahim. Heading down towards that left-hand channel. Well watched from Brandau. That one will go for a corner. I play deep here for Dib. Ibrahim. Again, a heavy first touch. Brandau charging forward. Ibrahim with a tackle that certainly went through the man. And Guerrero fired up as well. So I'd say Ibrahim pick up a foul there. I believe it now takes it to 3 fouls to 1. So they've got to be careful here, Mountain Magic. Still plenty of time in this first half. 10:46. Long range shot. Dib calmly sees it off. Jan Giacomo. Guerrero. Now Jamie Dib finding a good pass here for Haddad. That's exactly the ball they were looking for. All he needs is half a metre and that trademark turn of his. So deadly. Doesn't get it wrong too often. Did on that occasion though. No finish at the end of it. Perigo is back out there for Sydney Futsal Club, hovering on this left-hand side. Goni now with a restart. And across the face of goal, was looking for Perigo. In the end, it actually went out over the sideline. Now Dibb. Jaden Dunn back out there. Dunn got away from them. Little check there. Perigo did enough to take him off his line. Brandau. Connie. Now Dibb trying to bring it down. Connie with that long reach. Gets it under control with her dad looming. Dunn, quick release here for Dibb. Dibb now finding Guerrero. Guerrero. I'm not sure what that was there from Geordie. Potentially looking for the head of Dunn. Perhaps that had been Jamie Dibb, might have found the head. Brandau under pressure. Nicked off the face there of Anthony Haddad. Shot from Dunn. Not quite clean. Now Guerrero not too far away. Now Lamari went diving. Brando carrying. Turns away. Lovely little flick on. That occasion from Jan Giacomo. Brando hits the deck. And 4 fouls now brought up against Mountain Magic, so they'll need to be careful. 9.5 still remaining this first up. It's a long time to deal with. They're already on 4 fouls. Now Dibb is dispossessed. Chance for Goni. Can't quite get the connection complete. Goni keeps it in the field of play. Now the shot, not a bad one from Jan Giacomo. Now did Brackenridge get fingertips to it? Jackson Mackey says no. Anthony Haddad. Quick release here for Dunn. Dunn now looking for Guerrero. Brando steps in the way of it. Chance to carry now. Guerrero. Great contact, comes up with the ball. What a challenge that was. Then foul from behind by Jan Giacomo, and this could be a colour coming out. It was Jan Giacomo, the 16, who made it. For a moment, I thought we were going to see yellow. Was from behind. 4-3, the foul count to Magic. Still on centre hooks as Guerrero tries to feed it. We'll get the deflection, so corner to come. .840 on the clock in this first half. Guerrero. Can't get around Pansinato, as a result, distributed instead. Oh, Haddad, lovely turn of the body. Opened up the space. Now Goni with a chance to charge forward. Well, that was a dangerous looking challenge. The foot was up from Goni. And I think Guerrero might actually have a case here. It's been waved away, but that one didn't look good from Goni. And Lamari then delivers for Perigo. D'Souza out there now as well. Pansinato finding a little pass. A good one for Jan Giacomo on the spot, and he gets a second. 4-2. In fact, I should say 4-1. So plenty of work to do now for Mountain Magic. Well, this would be the upset of the season if Sydney Futsal Club could carry it on. And they're really frustrating Mountain Magic at the moment. They're playing a really aggressive style, not allowing for any space. Dunn will try and create some. Guerrero once again had the shot off the left boot. Now Guerrero taking them on down the sideline. Falls here for Scalone. Smart delivery. Out for Panzanato. Now Perigo, great work to get around a first man. Now Brackenrig, it was on target. And Alamari in the end, in catching that ball, did he actually take it beyond the byline? He certainly shifted the goalpost, so they'll have to fix that. I think he may have just had it out in front of the body, so they should be able to continue once we get these goalposts back in the right spot. And yes, it will remain in control of Sydney Futsal Club. It's more looking for Panzanato over the top. Very tense here on the Mountain Magic bench too. To date, though, Coach Nick Verdos hasn't really looked to reach for that timeout card. Now Dunn with an uncharacteristic error. Panzanato comes up with possession. And that'll go against Jaden Dunn here. So 5 fouls brought up now. So, of course, next time will be a dead ball situation from the spot. That's the danger here for Mountain Magic, and there's still 7 minutes remaining. So that's a long time to try and play without committing another foul, especially in a game with high temperature. These two sides have really been going at each other. D'Souza makes a smart challenge. Scalone. And applying pressure, and some good pressure. Result for Mountain Magic. McHugh Shaw will step up. Restarting things. Lismas back into the action. Lovely pass, and now McHugh Shaw with a chance to link up for Dunn. Great slide from Perigo, and also Alamari in goals. Now Scalone down the sideline, looking for the shot. Now, did it go over the sideline? Yes, it did. Ibrahim, lovely use of the foot. Found a great ball back to the middle, and Alamari is pumped up. It was an outstanding stretch with the boot to work that one away. Now McHugh Shaw has the strike. Perigo as calmly as you like. Scorpion kicks it away. Not a great release now from Vlismas. There's the back heel to Panzanato. Sends it wide. Scalone misses a sitter. That was sitting for him on a silver platter, and instead he's thrown the food on the floor. Q Shaw. D'Souza. D'Souza once again. Found a really good ball there for Vlismas. Just couldn't get there in time. They will come up with the corner though. And D'Souza with a very, very average strike by his standards. Just leaning back, and as a result, that one was lofted well and truly above the goal mouth. So 5:43 remaining in this first half, and they have to be on their best behaviour here, Mountain Magic. McHugh Shaw in the back, but doing enough. Lismas. Ibrahim. McHugh Shaw with a nice little check, and then presenting himself as an option once again. Now Ibrahim, that's a better touch from him. Back toward the inside. Lismas pressuring Scalone. Good use of the body from Ibrahim. And then Lismas having the shot, which is turned away. Now McHugh Shaw has the strike. It hits the legs of Ibrahim. Still a chance. Now turned away. Alamari's had a sensational game between the posts, and he's also presented himself as an option multiple times upfield. Keeper with a big showing here. Q Shaw now with the strike. Brandau closing down the space. All the momentum, though, still with Sydney Futsal Club, but it's hard to see how it turns at the moment. They are locked in. Haven't been in this situation many times this season, Mountain Magic. Ibrahim. Q Shaw. Great challenge there from Perigo. Q Shaw now off to Blismas. Trying to sneak on the inside of his defender. Now McHugh Shaw, good first touch. Perigo wins out on the second, though. Blismas. Ibrahim. Delicate pass here from McHugh Shaw. Dispossessed by Panzanato. Now Brandau running forward. Knocked to ground from Blismas. Was that a foul? Yes, it was. And they'll make a strategic change in between the posts. Katambas into the action now for Brackenridge. Oh, and it's yellow here for Blismas. So the number 2. We'll see the cheese. And now Panzanato has a chance to get his second of the afternoon and take this scoreline to 5-1. A big boil over here at the moment at Valentine Sports Park. What a way to be thrown into the action. This is his first taste of the afternoon, Katambas. Up against the mighty boot of Panzanato, looking for a double. Panzanato from the spot and finds the back of the net. There's a double. What a strike. Katambas couldn't get anywhere near it, and it's 5-1. Your eyes are not deceiving you. That is the margin. The undefeated Mountain Magic, instead of being on top of the mountain, they're in a hole at the moment. Ibrahim done, and now look at this high press. Haddad with the little check gets around the outside of Brandau and finds the back of the net. Anthony Haddad, what a strike that was. He says, don't you worry, I've got it under control, lads. Keep feeding it, and we'll keep eating. A second for Anthony. They've gone back to the drawing board, back to the well. If you can give Haddad early ball, he's always going to cause problems. So that erases Panzanato's second. 5-2. That'll just give them a little bit of hope, a bit of confidence. Done. Ibrahim. Once again, they were looking to get Haddad on the outside of Brandau. It's an almighty task for Lucas Brandau to try and deal with Haddad. Now Dornells, what a pass that was, finding Goni. Goni stepping tall. Now Brandau, good save from Brackenridge. Brought under control here from Goni. Continues to march forward, tries to whip it in. Turned away, though, from George Papadakis, who gets his first taste of the action. Alamari floating wide. Dornells. Quick release from Alamari. Brandau on target. Brackenridge shuts down the space. Good save. Brandau looking to restart things once again. We'll play it deep here into the path of Dornells. Dos Santos. Dornells looking to link up with Alamari. Papadakis shut down the space well. Had he got a slightly cleaner touch, he was every chance to knock one in. Lovely delivery here for Goni. Good use of the body. Holds firm. Brandau under pressure here. Haddad jamming in. Better from Mountain Majik. And the high attempted clearance from Brandau will hit the roof here at Valentine Sports Park. And as a result, it'll be a restart from the sideline for Mountain Majik. Now, does Dib think of the touch and shot here for Haddad? There's the touch. Haddad had the shot deflected, then into the path of Papadakis. A tough one to try and steer in, but he did get ahead to it. So 5-2 it remains with just under 2.5 remaining in this first half. Brackenrig. Now for Dib. Love to get a second one in quick succession here, Mountain Majik. 5-3 would be a much more fancy position to take into the break. Papadakis, a little toe poke turned away from Alamari. Haddad rolling, looking for the shot. Instead delivers here for Dib. Turns away from a couple of defenders. Now, was that touch there from Dornells? It was. Here's a good delivery for Haddad, and again, trying to work that shot. They know it's coming. Stopping it is, of course, an entirely different equation. Got to time this well here, Ibrahim. Just on the approach for Haddad. Now Dib, nearly found the back of the net. Haven't quite got that right, the little touch and shot from the sideline. Been a bit too heavy on both occasions. Really just need to put the slightest bit of force on it. Don't have the ball move. Allow Haddad to hit it from a dead ball type of situation. Guerrero, now Dib. Dos Santos closing down the space. Brandau, then for Panzinato. Brandau, good slide from Dib. And that's good pressure as well. Ibrahim through the middle. A shot with no real power behind it, unfortunately. Panzinato twisting, turning. Looking to link up with Dos Santos. Took a little bit too long to do so, though. Now, nice flick there from Ibrahim. Guerrero, Dib was waiting for it, but Ibrahim stepped in the path of it. Otherwise, it would have been a clean shot for Jamie Dib. So exactly a minute remaining in this first half. 5-2 the score in favour of Sydney Futsal Club. Dib. Quick release now for Guerrero. Squeezes past the first man. Cleared to play on, and then Guerrero nearly snapped one off the left boot. Now, was there a touch from Alamari? I don't think so. Instead, he's actually hit the deck quite awkwardly, though, and he's clutching at the ribs. Well, that would be a big loss if he was to be ruled out. Eduardo Gund is on the bench. They need to call upon him. They do have a replacement in between the posts. But Alamari cleared to continue. And he did indeed get a touch on it. Jaden Dunn chipping deep for Guerrero on target. Good save, though, from Alamari. Brackenrig was just floating outside the D, so he took the odds to it with a quick shot. Guerrero for Dunn. Dunn. Scissor stepping, then releasing back here for Guerrero. Ibrahim, Guerrero, back to Ibrahim. Chance to finish, or just couldn't quite find Dunn. Wasn't too far away. Thumbs up, though, from Jaden Dunn. It was the right ball from Ibrahim. One not quite finding its target, so 11 seconds remaining. We'll get one final chance perhaps in this first half. Dib marching forward. Couldn't quite link up with Ibrahim. And that's likely their final chance in this first half, Mountain Magic. So they're certainly going to go in behind at the break. Alamari for Panzanato. Now finding a pass eventually. Guerrero will see it off. And that's a sensational first half from Sydney Futsal Club. Mountain Magic coming into this one. If we had a betting market, they would have been short-priced $1.10 favourites, but they find themselves behind at the moment. And largely it's been down to the work of Sydney Futsal Club, just providing no time or space for Mountain Magic. I need to dig deep and try and turn the tide in this second half, but at the break, Sydney Futsal Club in control, 5-2. Welcome back here to Valentine Sports Park. Second half about to get underway here between Mountain Magic and Sydney Futsal Club. A massive first half from Sydney, who of course down towards the bottom of the ladder. Mountain Magic haven't really been in this position so far this season. They're 8 from 8, but they find themselves trailing 5-2 at the break. They've got 20 minutes to turn it around as we get back into the action here. So Dib now for Guerrero, chipping over the top and once more looking for Dib. I've really struggled to pull apart this Sydney Futsal Club defensive structure. It's now done. Turns it back for Dib, but they've got all their big guns out there at once to start the second half. Guerrero, Dib, Haddad and Dunn. Guerrero trying to thread the needle. Well picked off though from Perigo. Now wide it comes, and then a good challenge there from Guerrero, who's certainly claiming that he has won that. And we'll start quickly now for Jaden Dunn. Good release here. Back to Haddad. Dib. Now for Dunn. Threatening once again with that fancy footwork. Guerrero, good first touch. Now steers away from the next man to approach. Goni, dispossessed. Good challenge from Haddad. Sends it wide for Guerrero, just trying to link up with Dunn. Well shut down, though, from the work of Brandow. Jamie Dib. Now for Dunn. Well, Dunn back across the face. Now Guerrero not too far away. Geez, you can't take your eyes off Jaden Dunn for a second. So agile, so swift. Oh, lovely skill there from Jan Giacomo, and then a great slide tackle from Jamie Dib. And good sportsmanship too to help Jan Giacomo back to his feet. Double for Jan Giacomo, double for Panstanato, and one for Adam Scalone. Now Dib. Jaden Dunn. Oh, great skill from Brandow to beat Dunn. And trying to link up with Perigo, who is shifting back through the middle. And this was the run of Jan Giacomo. So 5-2 they lead. Still plenty of time on the clock. 18:20 remaining. Dunn makes a good challenge. Well, they don't need to panic here, Mountain Magic. Just find a way to work themselves back into the contest. Dib was in the back, but did well. Now Guerrero with a breakaway attempt. Has Haddad and Dunn with him. Finds Haddad. Haddad on target, but right towards Alamari with a bit of showboating off the back of it. Well, he certainly animated the keeper. And now stepping through, that was a bad challenge from Brandow. Simply stuck the leg out, and Jamie Dib wasn't happy about it. For that matter, neither was Jake Rose, who immediately delivers the yellow. And Brandow goes into the book. So the opening 3 minutes of the match were helter-skelter, all in favour of Mountain Magic. They could have probably had 3 goals with a bit more luck. And after that point, it was largely dictated by Sydney Futsal Club. They've been controlling the momentum throughout this match. Now Guerrero, Haddad. Back to Guerrero, then delivering for Jamie Dib, who had to get on his bike quickly. Finds a lovely pass out wide now. Haddad has the shot. And he won't get too many better opportunities based on the limited time and space they've offered him in this match. Probably the only 2 times they've got it wrong, he's come up with goals. And that was one of the better opportunities for Haddad in this match. Quick restart now from Brackenrig. Dib working it forward. Guerrero looking for Vlismas. Dib once again. Haddad with a bit of space. Got the shot away. Ironic, though, he probably doesn't want that much time off space, though, Haddad. Tends to operate better when he's under a little bit of pressure and has that time to get the turn and shot in the one motion. When he winds up like that, removes that element of surprise that he does better than any other player. So Vlismas, Haddad with the strike across the face of goal. Now Dibb stepping up, finding the intercept and finding the back of the net. Well, I mentioned it before, it's high risk, occasionally high reward. The way Alamari plays, he's often outside of his goal mouth. And on that occasion, Jamie Dibb was aware of it. Alamari had left early to try and act as an extra man outfield. And Dibb, as calmly as you like, slots it in. And all of a sudden the margin is just 2 goals. They were down 5-1 a little earlier. It's 5-3 now. Haddad trying to step in front of the attention there of Brandau, but Brandau one out. Perigo. Jan Giacomo. Oh, found the right shot. Gotti, unfortunately, got in the way of it. As a result, Brackenrigg never had to make a play at it. Now Guerrero chipping for Haddad. Brandau with the high foot. Last touch was off Haddad. He does have to be a little more cautious than that, you'd have to imagine, Brandau. If that went wrong, could have easily been looking at a second yellow. Now to the middle, Haddad, great little flick on. Vlismas got the shot away. Alamari again with a big save. And a big celebration too. And now Perigo under pressure. Does well not to be dispossessed by Jamie Dibb. Then the double up from Jan Giacomo. Vlismas gets involved. Strong from Vlismas. Tangled up. And eventually comes up with the free kick. Now Guerrero. Guerrero off the left. Always a danger. Now back for Dibb. Threading the needle, looking for Vlismas. Now Panzanato onto the field quickly. He's trying to catch them by surprise. Dibb. Vlismas, good first touch, but Dos Santos showed him the sideline. Now Haddad threatening. Oh, found a good ball for Guerrero's head. Just couldn't steer it in, though. Alamari now. A long throw there for Panzanato, who does have a double so far. Lovely ball. Panzanato will get a hat-trick. Geez, that was a great pass from Brandau. And then Dos Santos equally found a lovely first-time ball, and Panzanato pulls their pants down. 6-3. And still it remains a mountain. That mountain Magic have to climb. Now Guerrero taking off. Geez, he got all of that. Alamari went flying across the face of goal as a result. Panzanato bumped there by Dibb. Play on the call. Dos Santos. Darnells. Well, for mine, he was already losing his footing. Guerrero will be pinged for it. Yes, there was contact, but I think Darnell's was already losing control of his balance. Brandow sending it long. McHugh Shaw warming up on the sideline as well, about to re-enter the action. Must be said, Brandow's done a terrific job to nullify Haddad largely so far. Yes, he's got the 2 goals, but he's only really had 3 opportunities in the process. Now Dibb trying to turn it back to the middle. Jake Rose just laying down the law to make sure they're clearing at least 5 metres. Guerrero with the strike. Alamari didn't know much about it. It more hit him as opposed to him actually coming up with a save. Oh, Guerrero is then pulled by the neck. And I'd be surprised if that's not a card. Well, it looks spectacular, but it won't result in a booking. That was a deliberate foul there from Panzanato just to prevent Guerrero from getting the turn. So 6-3, good position here too for Guerrero. He'll suck in 2 defenders in this wall potentially. In fact, Brandow is going to be used as an extension of the post. So Panzanato, just the one-man wall. Guerrero delivers, McHugh Shaw trying to guide it. And then Panzanato juggling before clearing. Now Guerrero, Haddad trying to come up with a turn, lost his footing. Panzanato now squeezes through a couple of them. Dibb is forced into a challenge. That's great work in the end from Panzanato. Now Dos Santos under pressure. McHugh Shaw was able to keep it in. Couldn't get it under control though. Now Dibb has the height and is able to get it with the head, and then a great bit of control. Then Guerrero once more looking for the shot. Good save from Dornells and Alamari. He's getting in the head of his opposition too, Alamari. Dibb. Guerrero threatening to explode. Brandow gives him no room though. Been a masterclass defensively from Lucas Brandow. Now wide for McHugh Shaw. Here is Dibb. Dibb for Guerrero. Quick release from Haddad, and then again Panzanato with the lunge to clear his lines. Guerrero back for McHugh Shaw. Dibb threatening, trying to find a pass here for Haddad. No room to work with once again. Now Panzanato desperately trying to keep it in the field of play. Guerrero. Letting the ball do the work. Now McHugh Shaw has the strike. Deflected and then popping up into the arms of Alamari. Panzanato looking for the flick. Didn't quite get it right, but it still arrived in the correct location. Dornells was trying to get away with it. Now McHugh Shaw. Deep for Guerrero. 6-3 to score in favour of Sydney Futsal Club. Haddad with a quick little twist and turn, but this time back to his own end. Guerrero will retrieve the loose ball. McHugh Shaw. Dibb. Up for Haddad. Lovely release from Haddad. And then McHugh Shaw pushing through. Geez, that was clever from Anthony Haddad. Opposite foot finish as well for Jet McHugh Shaw. And this is the closest they've been now. 6-4. They're coming for them. You can't keep a quality team down, and that's what we're seeing. Now Sebastian Tamayo getting his first taste of the action this afternoon. Good challenge there from Ibrahim. Dib will come up with a loose ball. Guerrero. Great challenge again from Dornells. Now McHugh Shaw got plenty on it. Far too high though. Alamari. Pansonato in and away and then threatening the shot. Tried to go for the nutmeg on Jordi Guerrero. Just closed the space and then got the deflection in his favour. Q Shaw. Not a great delivery there for Ate Ibrahim. That one goes over the sideline, so still just over 12 minutes remaining. Plenty of time for Mountain Magic to get themselves back in the contest. They've chipped away at it since the break. 2-1. Now we are at 6-4. Guerrero tracking back through the middle. Comes up with possession. Tamayo, Dos Santos falls here for Guerrero. Geez, there was a chance there for McHugh Shaw to get the quick release to Ibrahim. Now Guerrero with speed, all taken down by Tamayo. But they'll say he got a touch on the ball. Quick release, and now Brackenrig has a chance to go quickly. Alamari crashing into Guerrero. Oh, and it's a second yellow here for Jordi Guerrero. It's red. He's off. Well, there's a lot to unpack there. Alamari hit the deck. Guerrero made contact, but he's suggesting he turned the back. So there's a bit of confusion here because the free kick goes the way of Mountain Magic. So timeout has been called here by the officials to try and get things under control. It's really going to hamper the opportunities now for Mountain Magic. Jordi Guerrero, the captain, and their star man, shown a second yellow. He'll be excluded from the game. That'll be one that you can, of course, at home go back and have a look at the footage. It's the benefit of YouTube. So it will, in fact, be a Sydney Futsal Club free kick. So that was part of the confusion here for Nick Verdos and co. And Guerrero certainly made contact in the back of Alamari, but he was suggesting I turned my back to be shoulder to shoulder with him. But I can tell you this much, that Guerrero has decided to voluntarily remove himself from the situation. So he's left the bench entirely and has gone down the other end of the court to try and cool off. So 6-4 it remains. They're now, of course, down a man. And it's their big one, their talisman, Jordan Guerrero. So this will be very difficult now for Mountain Magic. So 11:20 remaining. There's still plenty of time. Perigo. Now Dornells having the shot. Now knock it deep now. Dornells. Panasato. Now Dos Santos all off the upright. Katamas in goals now, so they've made a change there as well. And I think that's a reflection of the fact that they're a man down. So Katamas may be a little more comfortable with the ball at his feet. He'll act as an extra option for Mountain Magic. McHugh Shaw finds a good little run here from Jamie Dibb. Tries to squeeze in between Dornells. Good challenge, and Mountain Magic will come up with possession. Dibb. Ibrahim dispossessed. Once more, Ibrahim dispossessed. Now, there was certainly a foot on the ball there. Not getting the rub of the green at the moment, Mountain Magic. Dornells hit the ground heavily. Jan Giacomo. Dornells. Alamari finding a pass for Dos Santos. Back now for Dornells. Just trying to work Mountain Magic over here, Sydney Futsal Club. Alamari. Dornells, then wider still. Oh, just off the inside of the post, but somehow not turning in. It was a good strike from Jan Giacomo. McHugh Shaw with almost no option other than to chip it long. Ibrahim trying to create a little bit of pressure here. 3-3 the foul count in the second half. Katambas got a quick release here for Jamie Dibb, who's then met with a brick wall. Two defenders. Dornells has the shot, not too far away. So 9:58 remaining. Again, there's still plenty of time. Just have to see off this period with a man down. Hold firm and then recalibrate for Mountain Magic. Dornells. Pansinato. Oh, Pansinato. And now McHugh Shaw, can he get the shot on target? McHugh Shaw trying to direct it, does exactly that. They'll score a man down. Terrific guile. McHugh Shaw comes up with a fifth goal. What a turn of events. A 4-5 situation, and in about 2 seconds, they're going to get the full complement back on field. Well, that's criminal from Sydney Futsal Club. There's no reason for Alamari to be upfield trying to create a 5-on-3. If you've already got the advantage, you don't need to risk it. So now they're back to full complement. Haddad's out there, immediately will apply the pressure, and their tails are up here, Mountain Magic. 6-5 the score. Katambas comes up with it, quick release. Now there's a real chance. Ibrahim just doesn't get the right touch, though. Had he controlled it cleanly, Haddad was unmarked. Now Dibb using his height. Haddad then using the strength, but dispossessed. Dos Santos with a chance to run now. Finds support out wide. Jan Giacomo, oh, what a ball that was. Somehow it didn't find the back of the net, but it was pinpoint. Perigo was on the spot. Lismas. Dunn back into the action now for Mountain Magic. Dibb. Wider for Dunn. Dunn simply chipping to a corner, but Haddad had anchored himself toward the middle. And then contact there on Jamie Dibb. It will result in a yellow for Jan Giacomo. So 6-5. Majik are in this contest. Taking a long time to get back to this position. They were down 5-1. Now Alamari for Dos Santos. Dornells. Rolling over, then trying to link up with Dos Santos again. They're starting to feel the pressure a touch more here, Sydney Futsal Club. It's what the scoreboard can do when you get a couple back. Dib. Now for Dunn. Such agile footwork. Feigning the step over. Now Vlismas survives that challenge. It was a heavy one. Quick restart here from Vlismas. Wide now for Dunn. Dib. Haddad. Using his body brilliantly. Haddad then flicks it out to the side for Dunn. Dunn trying desperately to get it back to Haddad, who does a great job to make a challenge of things. Dos Santos hits the deck. Now that's an odd one because there was nobody within cooee of him. So I'm not sure what this is for Dos Santos. Some genuine concern for him though. And it might even be heat related given just how warm it still is here. So even though we've now ticked over to 7:30, the outside temperature is at 26, but I can assure you inside it still would be in excess of 30 degrees because that breeze hasn't really filtered through into Valentine Sports Park in the indoor centre anyway. And a slow walk to the sideline for Gabriel Dos Santos. Now Brandau back into the action. I think that's a good call from the coaching staff of Sydney Futsal Club. Now Dunn, one touch, then the shot. Couldn't get over the ball though. But Brandau has certainly shored up Sydney Futsal defensively. A little more conservative with his attacking options, but they need some defensive respite here. Now Dunn is fouled once again. And I believe that is now 5 fouls brought up. Vlismas removed. Dib. Then Haddad gets the shot away. And that one finally goes over the sideline. And there it is. 5 fouls brought up. So now they have to be on their best behaviour, and in a very similar situation to Mountain Majik in the first half, who incurred the 5th foul with 7 to go, so too the Sydney Futsal Club. And of course, Pansinato, one of his 3 goals has been from the spot. Now Dib for Dunn. Dunn looking for an opportunity. Didn't find one. Now Bakopoulos into the action for the first time in this one. Dib. Bakopoulos again linking up with Dib. Dunn trying to emerge as an option on this left-hand side. Bakopoulos held on to it for as long as he could. Haddad now Dunn. Plenty of movement on the board. Haddad threatening. Got it on target. Bakopoulos was there. Jan Giacomo got out of that challenge. Now still going. A genuine opportunity to find support back through the middle. Good save. And now Haddad can turn and go. Bakopoulos approaching as an option. Haddad was desperate to link up with him. Got a little touch on the way through. And then inside that 5-metre region, and they have been warned multiple times, it's a second yellow for Brandau, and it was a very foolish one in the end. And it has to be said, they have mentioned this multiple times, not just Jake Rose, but also Jackson Mackey. So second yellow brought up. And for the second time in this match, we'll have a period with just 4 players on the field, this time for Sydney Futsal Club. So Brandau is excluded from proceedings. Jordi Guerrero has already been removed. This game has had more twists than turns than an Agatha Christie novel. And just remember, they are, of course, still on 5 fouls. That one won't be a foul, so that's why it's not from the spot. Sydney Futsal Club really playing with fire here. They've only got that slender lead, 6-5. Bakopoulos will go to Jamie Dibb, and now Haddad. They'll try and work them for the numbers. Now Bakopoulos getting the shot. It's on target. Turned away with the foot. Dibb, quick release here for Haddad, who has a chance to wind up. Will do exactly that, not too far off the mark. Pantonato coming up with possession. Good steal here from Dunn. Finds support in Bakopoulos. The toe poke just misses. Very close to the postage stamp. And they're simply trying to work away the clock here. So still got at least about, by my calculations, around a minute and a half before they're back to the full complement. Plenty of time for Mountain Magic to work with. Haddad. Now Dibb. Works it for Bakopoulos. Six minutes remaining and about 90 seconds where they've got the extra man. Bakopoulos brings it down. Quick release now for Jamie Dibb. And they're going to play some zone defence here, Sydney Futsal Club. Bakopoulos. Haddad winding up or on target. Turned away from Alamari. That one would sting on the palms. Dornells threads the needle. What a ball from Dornells. Katambas, good save. And now a genuine opportunity. It's 3-on-2. Dunn can carry. Finds Bakopoulos. Back to Dunn. Now Haddad on target. Deflected. Dibb with a chance. Toe poke. Haddad for Dibb. Under pressure. Oh, Dornells had hands into Dibb. Well, I'm surprised that's been left to play on. They'll score from it. But I've got real question marks. There was a genuine two-handed palm from Dornells. Well, Dibb isn't blowing up too much about it, but that is a big turnaround. And much how Mountain Magic struck with a man less, so too does Sydney Futsal Club. 7-5 the score, 5 on the clock. They still have that numerical advantage for now. McHugh Shaw, Haddad, trying to squeeze it. Deflected, Alamari once again pumps up. Well, he's enjoying every moment, the keeper. McHugh Shaw, and now for Ibrahim. Deep once again. McHugh Shaw with a strike, blocked there from Pansonato. Jamie Dibb. Haddad. And it's blocking the middle at the moment. Haddad has the shot. Good save from Alamari. He was blindsided with it. Now an excellent slide coming out from Katambas. Dibb with a chance to carry. Works the extra man. Haddad with a twist and turn. Again blocked. Geez, they've been exceptional in shutting down the time and space of Anthony Haddad. 7-5, and there's an issue now on the sideline too from Brandau, who's had a few words with the assistant referee, and he has been asked to leave the premise. Timeout as well called by Mountain Magic. There is so much to unpack at the moment. Referees have been trying to work with Lucas Brando, who has been told to leave the venue. Sent off, and he's had a few words since that point as well. So 7-5 the score. They're still on 5 fouls. There's 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. .420 in futsal is still a world of opportunity for Mountain Magic. 3 goals might be a bit too much to ask, but if they could snag a draw from this situation, I'm sure they'd be reasonably happy. Given they just haven't had the rub of the green, they would hate to have this undefeated start to the season come to an end.
He's not there.
So about to get back underway here. We've got the full complement on deck now though, Sydney Futsal Club. It's 4-on-4 in the outfield once again. Dib. Ibrahim. Now Haddad. Great control in their defensive structure here. Sydney Futsal Club. Wide now for Ibrahim. And again, a great sliding block on that occasion from Dornells. See here, they're not pressing up. They're happy to just defend within their own half. Haddad. Oh, gets the shot. What a save that is from Alamari. Well, that's by far the save of the day, if not the save of the season. That was exceptional. That was headed for the postage stamp. Haddad got every bit of it. And Alamari, with a stretching dive, turns it around the outside. What an effort. Now chipping, looking for Dib. Doesn't quite find him. Haddad. Dib once again. Dib pressured by Dornells. Hugh Shaw trying to find Haddad. Nothing quite working at the moment. 3:20 now to go. They've burnt a minute with that particular raid. Well, what point did they decide to pull their keeper out? Katambas is still in between the sticks at the moment. Ibrahim. Now Dib. Done. Dib again. Dunn taking off, back towards the middle. Haddad with a golden opportunity. Keeps his footing. Now Dib. Got to be careful not to invoke the foul either. That certainly could have been one. Instead it will go against Mountain Magic. So 2:46 on the clock. Tamio under pressure. Got it back though and then finds a smart ball up along the sideline. Perigo back to the middle. Goni with a chance to finish it for good. Turned away though from Katambas. Good save. Now Ibrahim chips it forward. Looking for Dunn. Great clearance from Alamari who hits the deck once again. Nothing untowards from Dunn though. 2:28 on the clock. I'll say this much about Alamari, he's always animated. Once again, he's clutching at the arm here. He's clutching around that region last time. So back to his feet now, Alamari. No need for the magic sponge. Simply good to continue. So 2:25 on the clock. Dunn beats Dornells. Now links with Haddad. He got the shot away with no real conviction. And now Dornells steps in front of the pass. Here they go, Sydney Futsal Club. Ibrahim with a great challenge. Found the ball. So now Jamie Dibb casts it forward. 2 minutes. Jamie Dibb once again. Ibrahim has the shot, deflected. Now Dibb winds up, and once more it's blocked. And that really has been the story this afternoon. Every avenue has been blocked for Mountain Magic. They've never been allowed to express themselves in this match. Haddad now with a big strike. Falls into his path once again. Oh, lovely ball from Dibb. Haddad was steaming through looking for the header. But now just 1:42 on the clock. Dibb steps in front of the pass. Haddad with a quick turn. Gets around them again. Can't find the finish. He's had ample opportunities in the last 5 minutes. He just can't find a finish though. Now Dibb calmly beats one. Sends it back for Dunn. Dunn back to Dibb. Ibrahim. Haddad first time shot. Once more finds the defender. Haddad with a twist and turn. Gets the shot. Deflected over the bar this time. 1:15. Deep again for Ibrahim. Jamie Dibb. Now Haddad. Can he get the turn? Surely that was a foul. Yes, it is. It's called. Well, there was definitely a foot there on Haddad as he went for the turn. They know how dangerous he is, so they had to make the play and take the odds to it. But now he's got a chance to wind up. So Dibb will take it from exactly where the foul occurred instead of from the spot, so to speak. It can't be a while because, of course, it is the 5th foul. So eventually that'll get sorted here from Jackson Mackey.
Yeah, he's doing it.
So ushered away. They can't have anybody except for Alamari in between the sticks here, which means Dornells will have to leave as well.
Yeah, Julian, he's got it, okay? Yep.
So Haddad must find the back of the net here. 7-5 the score, needs this to go in, and then it's a Hail Mary for the final minute. Alamari making himself large and in charge. Haddad with the strike, looking for a hat-trick, doesn't find it. Dibb on the follow-up. Well, I must say, Alamari has been very mouthy throughout, but geez, he has had a whale of a game. It's not done with yet, though. There's still 1:05. If they can find the back of the net in quick fashion, there is still enough time to snag a point. Haddad now tries to knock it back to Dibb. Dunn has to be careful. Pansonato with the scissor step over. Ibrahim steps in front of it. Takes off his left-hand side. Somehow keeps it in the field of play. Now Dibb trying to get the turn. Won't come away with it. That one heads over the byline. 43 seconds remaining.
You're about to clock 5 more weeks. You're going to put 5 weeks I don't care, but that's what the rest do. They set you know. No, you're going away for 5 weeks.
So Katambas now delivers, and they'll just simply try and kill it in the corner here. So Dibb desperate to get control of it. And once more to go the way of Sydney Futsal Club. So 34 seconds remaining. It needs a major miracle at this point. And a foul in the back here of Dunn, is it? No, it's going to go against Jaden Dunn, and that's yellow. So 5 fouls brought up. This one won't be from the spot, though. So Jamie Dibb on a yellow card now. I tell you what, there's been a lot to unpack in this game. I dare say there won't even be a shot here. They'll just try and take all the time in the world and keep it in the corner. There's the touch. Quick release. Back for Dornells. We'll try and keep it alive. Dibb stepping high. Dunn also getting involved from behind from Panzinato. That was foolish. So another one from the spot. 21 seconds on the clock. Well, that was just silly from Panzinato. In that situation, you just let the run occur. Every single second they spend with the ball at their feet adds to their cause. If you're concerned about a goal being scored, well, there's probably a better chance from the spot here off the boot of Haddad. Now Gustavo Alamari once again on his lonesome between the posts. There's another yellow, this time for Dornells. We've had half of each team in the book, essentially. It's been one of those games. So Haddad from roughly 10 metres back. Alamari this time deep in his goal mouth. Big moment, one that Haddad needs to ice to give them any hope at all of snagging a point. Whistle blown. Haddad with a strike, and this time nails it. Brings up the hat trick. There's 20 seconds on the clock. Do you believe in miracles, Mountain Magic? Well, they must come up with possession. How does Sydney Futsal Club play this? Do they just try and keep it down that end? No, Panzinato will try and finish it once and for all. Oh, just misses. And they will get a chance. 14 seconds. One final roll of the dice here for Mountain Magic. Dibb brings it forward. Sneaks a pass. Good challenge from Perigo. 8 seconds on the clock. Can they get a strike here from Haddad? Touch. There's the shot. Deflected. 5 seconds. They've got to go quickly. Dibb will come through the middle. Dibb with a chance. Misses. 1.5 seconds to go. Alamari will throw it long. There's the siren. It does go in, but Alamari had already walked away in celebration. What an upset from Sydney Futsal Club. The undefeated Mountain Magic team, after 9 starts, finally taste defeat. And it's the new kids on the block. The freshly promoted Sydney Futsal Club take down the Giants of the Men's Futsal Premier League. The full-time score here, 7-6 in round 10 of Futsal Men's Premier League. What an extraordinary match. Mountain Magic, the perfect start to the season, done and dusted. Great to have your company here this afternoon. Hope you enjoyed all the action across the Women's Futsal Premier League and the men's as well. In the women's, it was a big victory. 9-1 to Mountain Magic, but a huge upset here in the men's. Sydney Futsal Club, victors at full time, 7-6.